Hey there, my friend. When a younger woman wants to get close to you, she'll often ask certain questions. These questions might seem casual, but they carry deeper meanings. Sometimes they are subtle tests, little glimpses into what she's really thinking. If you can decode them correctly, you'll understand exactly where she stands and where she wants things to go. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 revealing questions young women ask older men when they're interested in getting more personal with them. And trust me, once you learn how to recognize and respond to these questions, you'll navigate these moments like a pro. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Pathways for more eye-opening content. Now, let's get started. Question 1. Do you live alone? Now, this question isn't just about logistics. When a woman asks if you live alone, she's gauging the level of privacy and independence you have. She wants to know if there's space in your world for something more personal. A confident answer is key. If you do live alone, a simple relaxed response like, "Yeah, I enjoy my own space," is perfect. If you don't, keep it light. "I have a roommate, but it's a big place, plenty of space for guests." The way you answer sets the tone. If she's interested, she'll find ways to spend time with you in a more personal setting. Now, let's dig deeper. A woman who's interested will often bring this question up in a way that feels playful or curious. Maybe she'll casually ask, "So, do you ever get lonely living by yourself?" If she does, she's not just asking about your living situation. She's asking if there's room for her in your life. A great response. Flip it back on her. "I like my space, but good company is always welcome." Keep it open-ended. This gives her the opportunity to take the conversation where she wants it to go. Question 2. How many people have you been with? This one catches a lot of men off guard. At first, it might seem like small talk or just curiosity. But in reality, it's her way of figuring out your level of experience. Not just romantically, but emotionally too. A woman asking this is looking for insight. She wants to know if you're someone who understands relationships, if you're confident, if you've had experiences that have shaped you. Now, honesty is important here, but so is the way you frame your answer. If you've had a lot of partners, don't just list a number. Instead, say something like, "I've had some meaningful relationships and some that were just fun. But every experience has taught me something valuable." That kind of answer shows maturity. It tells her you're someone who's grown through life, someone who understands people. And if she's interested in you, she'll keep this conversation going. She might tease you. She might even ask deeper questions about what you've learned. This is her way of getting closer to you, of seeing if you're the kind of man she wants to connect with on a deeper level. Question 3. What kind of movies do you like? Now, on the surface, this might sound like just another casual conversation starter. But let me tell you something. This question is more important than it seems. If a woman is asking you about movies, she's not just curious about your tastes. She's checking for compatibility. She's seeing if there's a natural way for you two to spend time together. If she's interested, she might even suggest a movie night, and that's a big sign. Now, how do you respond? Keep it playful. If you like action movies, say something like, "I love action movies, but I'm always open to a great story. What about you?" This gives her a chance to steer the conversation towards something you can watch together. And here's the key. If she suggests something romantic or personal, she's sending a message. Take note of that. Question 4. What are you doing this weekend? Now this one is a classic. When a woman asks you what you're doing over the weekend, she's not just making small talk. She's checking your availability. She's creating an opening for plans. Now, the best way to respond? Keep it casual but open-ended. Say something like, "Not much planned yet. What about you?" If she's interested, she'll take the bait. She'll mention something she's doing. Or, if she's bold, she might even suggest something the two of you can do together. The key here is to read between the lines. If she follows up with an invitation or hints that she'd like to see you, she's giving you the green light. Question 5. Can you help me with something at my place? This question is about more than just needing help. When a woman asks you to help her with something at her place, she's creating an opportunity to spend time together, alone. Now, if you're interested, the best response is simple. "Of course, I'd love to help. What do you need?" This sets the stage for something more natural to happen. And if she wants to spend more time with you after the task is done, she might suggest grabbing a drink, watching a movie, or just hanging out a little longer. Now, Let's take things a step further, because recognizing these signals is just one piece of the puzzle. The real magic, it's in how you respond and guide the conversation with subtlety and confidence. Let's talk about body language, because words are only part of the equation. A woman may ask these questions, but the real answer lies in how she asks them. Pay attention to the way she tilts her head, the way her eyes linger on you, or the way she lightly touches your arm during conversation. These are subconscious indicators of attraction. Your job? To mirror her energy with equal confidence. For instance, if she asks, "How far is the restaurant from your place?" and she's leaning in, making prolonged eye contact, or playing with her hair, she's signaling interest. The best response? Deliver your playful answer. Not far at all, actually. Why? Thinking of stopping by after? With a relaxed smile and steady eye contact. Your tone matters just as much as your words. Now, let's move into an even deeper layer. Emotional connection. Attraction isn't just physical, it's psychological. Women are drawn to men who can make them feel something, whether it's excitement, mystery, or deep connection. So, what happens when she asks, "Do you like hugging?" It's not just about whether you enjoy physical touch. It's a subtle invitation to build a sense of closeness. A confident man doesn't just say, "Yeah, I love hugs." He might follow up with something like, "Absolutely. There's nothing like a good hug to make you feel connected. What about you?" This flips the question back to her, making her engage, making her reveal a little more about herself. And here's a crucial technique: storytelling. Instead of just answering questions with plain responses, weave in a little story. If she asks about hugging, you might say, "You know, I read this study once that said a 20-second hug releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. So, yeah, I'd say hugs are underrated." That does two things. It makes you sound intelligent and well-read, and it subtly plants the idea of hugging in her mind. The art of conversation is all about control, not in a forceful way, but in a way that keeps things engaging and fluid. When she asks any of these questions, she's not just looking for answers, she's testing for how you respond under pressure, whether you're the kind of man who gets flustered or the kind who keeps his composure. A woman doesn't want a robotic answer, she wants a dynamic exchange. And when you give her that, you create an experience, one that makes her feel excited, intrigued, and drawn toward you. But here's where most guys mess up. They either overanalyze the situation and freeze up, or they respond in a way that's too predictable. The key is balance, being aware of the signals without overthinking them. If she asks where your place is, she might be testing the waters, but that doesn't mean you should immediately assume she's ready to come over. Instead, keep the moment light, playful, and natural. And let's talk about voice tonality for a second. A confident man doesn't rush his words. He speaks with a deliberate pace, pausing slightly before delivering a playful line. That subtle pause before saying, "Why?" Thinking of stopping by after? It makes all the difference. It builds tension. It makes her anticipate your words. That's what creates chemistry. Now, let's shift gears a little, because knowing how to respond to these signals is only one half of the equation. The other half? Knowing when to escalate. If a woman is throwing out these signals, asking where your place is, bringing up physical touch, leaning in closer, you need to recognize when it's time to take the next step. This could be subtly increasing physical touch, maintaining deeper eye contact, or shifting the conversation into more personal territory. For instance, if she asks, "Do you like hugging?" and follows up with a playful touch on your arm, that's an open door. The wrong move? Ignoring it. The right move? Leaning in slightly and reciprocating with a light touch of your own, maybe on her lower back or hand. Subtle, confident, and natural. Another big mistake, over-validating. If she's showing interest, you don't need to overcompensate by constantly reaffirming that you like her back. Confidence is about knowing your value and letting the moment unfold naturally. A simple smirk, a well-timed pause, and an effortless response. That's what keeps things electric. And finally, understanding that not all signals mean the same thing for every woman. Context matters. A woman who's naturally touchy and playful with everyone may not be signaling romantic interest, while a woman who's more reserved might show attraction in smaller, more subtle ways. This is why presence is key. You have to be in the moment, reading her cues, adapting to the flow of conversation, and responding with ease. At the end of the day, attraction is about energy. It's about how you make her feel. If you carry yourself with confidence, if you respond with playfulness and charm, if you keep the interaction dynamic and engaging, she's going to feel that pull toward you. So, next time a woman asks you one of these seemingly simple questions, recognize it for what it is, a subtle invitation to deepen the connection. And when you respond, do it with confidence, with presence, and most importantly, with the kind of effortless charm that makes her want to keep asking more. If you found value in this, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to Stoic Pathways, and let me know in the comments. What's the most interesting question a woman has ever asked you? Until next time, stay sharp, stay confident, and keep learning.